Hello, all you scaredy cats and kittens, and welcome to the Two Scaredy Cats podcast, where we talk about all things strange, unusual, and paranormal. We're your hostess with the mostest. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Kara.
So, Kara, it's been a hot minute since we've seen you. Oh, no, wait, you were here last time, were you not?
No, not
I
last
did
time.
something.
It was the time.
No, that's right. I did something by myself. Yeah, you were. Where were you? In Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah. Well, I was preparing for Pittsburgh.
That's right. Okay.
There was a lot
to
prepare.
Anyway. Yeah. And you also had some work you had to finish up from other projects you've been working on. So, that's fine. Oh, me and your dad were camping. Well, not camping. Actually, me and your dad went to Hocking Hills this weekend. Yeah. Which, if nobody is aware, that is actually in the start of the Appalachian Mountains. Actually called Foothills. And we went hiking while we were there, and we found this really cool lake. It's called Lake Logan. We rented a pontoon boat and took it out on the water. That was really cool. We should go do that, like me and you, one of these weekends when I come up. Because it was not that much at all. It was only like $100 for 2 hours. So I didn't think that was bad at all.
It's not bad.
Yeah, so yeah. We had fun. We we hiked the Ash Cave Trail and then watched some little kid have a meltdown in the middle just laid down in the middle of the trail and he was giggling the whole way through the trail. Okay. And we get past like all the easy stuff and we are like, there's a part of the trail where you're like down basically in the bottom, like the ravine part. And then you got to go all the way up to the rim of the trail. So we had to hike up, all these steps that are on the edge there. Well, the kid was like giggling the whole way up the steps. And then we were like working our way back down to get to where we started off. And all of a sudden, he just, no lie, just lays down in the middle of the trail and starts cry laughing for like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Where are we at? Why is this kid doing this? Yeah. But yeah, he just sat there like cry laughing. And the mom's like, we're almost done. Come on. And it was crazy. And I was just like, oh my. And then this other family was like hiking behind us and their kids were like running up onto me. Okay. And I am like very nervous. I do not like heights and those were pretty high. And there's like a fall over the edge of a cliff essentially. And these little kids were like running up on the back of my heels and were like, like right there on the back. And I'm like, and the lady's like, can you calm down, honey? You're like right on that lady's. I'm like, thanks. Cause I'm like, I'm nervous enough as it is, clenching on to the rails for dear life. And this kid is like running up behind me, knocking on the back of my feet. So finally he calmed down and me and Dad just let him pass because they were just being, crazy. I'm like, I don't remember you guys acting like that when we went hiking, but whatever. So anyway, that was our fun adventure. And then we remember the place we went to where they had like the antique market and all that other stuff? Yep, we stopped there. And on the weekends, they have like a whole flea market. So there were like all these really cool flea market stalls set up there and stuff. And yeah, it was really neat, actually. Of course, Dad was griping, but I'm like, God, I wish Kara was here. She wouldn't gripe about it. Yeah. And he's like, all this stuff is just junk. I'm like, you don't know that.
One man's trash is another person's treasure.
That's right. And and so we were looking, there was a couple of places in the actual antique mall that sold the uranium glass, that we started to collect. And Dad was like, oh, yay, you can irradiate the house with your radiation glass. I'm like, oh my gosh, would you stop? There's not enough in there to kill you. Calm down. But, but some of the prices they had on their pieces, man, they've gone up since we were there last time.
Crazy. Probably because it's so popular nowadays.
I know. It is pretty popular. There was a couple of kids there that were taking like pictures of all of it glowing and stuff. I have no idea why.
It looks
It's
cool.
weird. Oh, it does look really, I know. It makes you think of like Superman, it's all glowy and green. They had a really cool pie plate that I wanted to buy really bad, but I had to hold back. It wasn't super expensive for what it was, but I was like, if it was meant to be, it'll be there when me and Kara go there sometime in the future.
Yeah, real. Eventually.
But yeah. Yes, hopefully sometime I'll make it there again. Hopefully in the fall when it's nice and cool and not 1,000 degrees. That was the other thing. It was so stinking hot we were there. And I guess is normally there like water at Old Man. I assume there's water because there was like a creek bed, but it was like as dry as you could get. There was like no water in it or near it at all.
Yeah, there's normally water
Okay. I guess because it hadn't. But see, the weird thing is we were in this rain pattern. So I figured you guys got rain. Have you guys not been getting a lot of, like, it rains every other day here? Has it been raining like that up near you?
Like off and on.
Okay. Right. So I don't understand why there was no water there.
Maybe it's just not enough rain for it to.
That's true, because they're usually just pop-up storms. It's not like a steady all-day type of rain.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when we got to the part down by the where there's like the water, there's like supposed to be a waterfall there. It was a dribble. And I really mean like a dribble.
Oh.
But that was, yeah. So, but anyway, we had a really nice time. We stayed in a cabin in the middle of the middle of freaking nowhere. That was kind of a little scary. And we had to go down this like 1-lane road that, like, if somebody else were coming at you, like, I don't even know how you would like pull over, because it was like there was drop offs on either side. It was so much fun, let me tell you. But anyway, interesting. When we had a campfire on Saturday night, and and you could see all the stars because it was very clear out, which was really cool. And I was messing around with, I had gotten a new phone, and I was just messing around with the camera on it. And I was taking photos, like, kind of near the fire and all that. And I got the weirdest, I'll have to send it to you. It was so weird. The weirdest image. I think I caught a fairy, honestly, on my phone when I was taking photos, because I'll have to send it to you. You'll see what I mean. But it was so weird. It was like this weird, like, creature thing with, like, I don't know, like a face. It was weird, but I swear it looked like I think it's a fairy, honestly, if I'd take a wild guess, because it was night and it was kind of up in the air kind of thing, you know what I mean? Maybe. So I don't know, maybe it was Mothman. But
did I tell you about my fairy tea party where we all dressed up
no
as
you
fairies?
Did not. Oh, that's cool.
And we had like a tea party thing.
Very neat. I've seen that on the internet before, and we had photos from that.
Yeah, Elizabeth bought like a whole like nice tea set and everything, and we had like a bunch of little like tea sandwiches and little cookies and stuff, treats and desserts.
Yeah.
And we
good stuff.
Rented an Airbnb and we like decorated it like a woods. It was right on the lake. It was kind of cool.
Fun. Did you make sure to leave little snacks for the fairies while you were there?
I'm sure there was something.
You're supposed to. You're supposed to leave like little.
Oh, it had a hot tub, so it was nice. We
nice.
normally try to rent Airbnbs that have hot tubs because it's just nice to relax after.
Yes, it is. After you do whatever you're doing all day long, hiking or taking photos or whatever.
Yeah, because we also did some photos and stuff too, but
yeah,
it's mainly just to have fun. Whatever the theme parties I go to a lot of.
Interesting.
And then I was in Pittsburgh this past.
Yeah. So how was that convention? Was it very well attended, or?
Yeah, it was like really good. They had like 10,000 plus attendees or something. Oh,
nice. Did they have like a lot of speakers, or what are they, where you sit on panels or whatever?
Yeah, I don't normally go to panels. I'm actually hosting my own panel coming up here.
What? Really? Which one?
At CCE.
Wait a minute. Are you okay?
I know. I'm a little nervous.
That's like not your usual thing,
was
like getting up in front of people.
Me and Elizabeth are doing it together.
What are you guys doing it on?
Posing for like photo shoots. Since like Elizabeth's like a model, Right.
What are you gonna tell people like the best poses to try to do
like
when
just
you're
helping people like how to learn how to like pose as themselves, or like if you're a photographer, like how to pose clients.
Oh, okay. Like so they look more natural and not so weird.
Yeah, because not everyone's good at it, Like
no,
naturally.
They're not. Yeah. Some people look very awkward when they take their photos.
Well, like either way, like the photographer's not really helping because like it's a lot of both people need to work together.
Yeah.
To get the good like poses and whatnot.
Well, yeah. I mean, the person has to know what their good side is, and the photographer needs to
the cosplayer can only see so much because they can only be in control of their body, but like the photographer has the view, so they should be able to help guide or whatever.
Well, yeah, and they should be able to see the lighting too to know, hey, you need to put your head a little bit that way. Yeah, the light's not that good, or there's a harsh angle on your face. It looks bad, exactly. Type thing. I get it.
But it's called Posing with the Professionals.
Oh, cool. What con are you doing that at?
ColossalCon East.
Oh, okay. Is that in January?
Nope, that's the one in September.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's coming up.
Ooh.
We just got approved for it. Hopefully they actually put it at the correct time.
What time are you guys doing it? Because you also take photos,
that's
don't
why
you?
we're trying to do it on Thursday.
You have clients. Okay.
But it makes sense because then it's Thursday, so then like people can use the advice for their photo shoots over.
Yeah, for the whole weekend. Yeah, so they
maybe
can
that's
use
why
it
it got
for
approved. I don't know. I was surprised it got approved.
Oh, hey.
For our first.
So do you get anything out of that? Is your badge at least free, or
it doesn't really affect me because I have to buy the photographer badge, but I think you have to do 3 hours of programming to get a free badge.
Oh, okay.
But you get like a credit, so like if we only do 1 hour, like Elizabeth will be able to take like the 30% off her badge or whatever.
Okay. How long is your guys'? An hour, I assume.
Yeah, it's an hour long.
Okay, nice. Well, that'll be interesting. You'll have to let me know how that goes.
Yeah,
because that's a little bit out of your comfort zone.
It is very out of my comfort zone, but I was roped into it.
I think you'll be fine. It's dealing with a subject that you know a lot about. It's not like you're, you know what I mean?
It'll be fine.
You're not on some weird
and like I'll have like
subject matter.
Like Elizabeth will be there to help too.
Right? Yeah.
I think like by myself.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, because Savannah did her own panel.
Yeah, how did that go?
They had some technical difficulties because it was their first time trying to do what they were trying to do. Like they were having issues like getting the HDMI, but I heard it was still pretty good.
How many people went to it? A lot or not a lot? Or
I don't know.
know?
I didn't even know they were having one until after the con.
Oh.
I think it was during when I went to dinner or something, or we were busy at the time.
Got you.
Is there anything else you were doing?
So this week I was going to do something a little different than having, both of us do a story or whatever. So this week I don't know how I came across this stuff, but I was searching around and I came across some, you find some stories that make you go, what? And actually I found a couple of them that, are related to our subject matter. So the first story that I came across, and I need to research this a little. I didn't have time to research it totally, but I do kind of remember the story. It happened maybe about 2 weeks ago. Apparently there was a Bigfoot sighting in Louisiana. Apparently there were some campers in Louisiana that had a run-in with Bigfoot, apparently. So an officer responded to a call from some campers in the Kisatchie National Forest, and they told officers that they saw a 5-foot-tall animal with glowing red eyes. So the officers were called, they came out, they searched all around, and they were unable to locate the creature. So, after that, though, the officers did escort the people back to their vehicles so they could return to wherever they were camping inside of the forest there. And then also, I don't know if anybody heard this story, and I did happen to hear about this one. It was all over the internet or whatever. But anyway, the Olympics were held last weekend in Geneva, Switzerland. And it's apparently in its 4th year. Now, the Olympics are when mermaids and mermen compete in 5 categories, including ecology, which is basically when they dive to the bottom of the ocean floor to pick up trash. They also compete in diving underneath water and posing, which I believe it was like a year ago or a year and a half ago. There was a special on Netflix all about mermaids and what it takes to be a mermaid and all that kind of stuff. And on that show that I was watching about them, they were talking about how hard it is to actually be able to pose underwater because you have to be able to control your breath and not look like you're panicking, because you are, pretty deep in the water when you're posing underwater. So they had to compete in that. And they also were competing in rescue, which is when they have to, or swim in the water in full mermaid gear and go and rescue a dummy. If this were to happen in real life, I guess it would be a real person, but for the sake of the Olympics, it was just a dummy, and they would have to go around and do that. And then finally, my last crazy, silly, unusual story for food for thought for today was that in New Orleans, here we go, back in Louisiana again. Apparently they're the new Florida. New Orleans police reported that their police department had been infiltrated by rats. Now, okay, that's not so, it is kind of bad, but wait, it gets better. So the little rats had made their way into the evidence room of the police station, and they got into the marijuana and cocaine.
What? Are you this cocaine rat?
Yes. So, yeah. So for 2024, I bet you didn't have this one on your bingo card. But yes, now we have cocaine rats. So, yeah, they got high on marijuana and cocaine and were stoned and, tweaking out of their little tiny rat brains.
What?
But, yeah. And they were all over, apparently, this police station. Like, they were afraid to go in there. They were just doing crazy, I don't know. But it's just insane to think that they had, like, a lot of these drugs in there. Obviously, it's confiscated from people when they arrest them and that. And rats are tiny. Can you imagine how, like, insane they had to have been going?
The last time I saw a rat was in Washington, D.C., and I'm about to be there.
I know, and you're going back there.
I'm going there in a few days, so I might see another
You have
rat.
to let me know.
Hopefully it's not on drugs.
Right? Oh, my God. That would be so funny. Oh, God. Could you imagine?
I hope I see one. I brought Polaroid.
Maybe you'll find the pizza rat. Isn't there a pizza rat that was... No, that was New York.
No, it was New York.
Was it DC? Okay, yeah.
Maybe
it was on the subway in New York.
I mean,
maybe he took a trip and he ended up in DC.
What?
Oh, my. But, yeah. What's this world coming to, man? That's going to be a movie. How much you want to bet that in a couple years we're going to see...
There's going to be a cocaine
Nuh-uh.
bear too.
Are they doing a second one? Oh, yes. My gosh.
Because someone tagged me in it because they knew how much I loved the first one.
Oh, yeah. Cocaine Bear was awesome. If you've not seen Cocaine Bear, I highly recommend going. It is the stupidest movie you'll ever see, but it's so funny.
Dumb,
you just can't help it. Yeah, it's so dumb. It's so funny, though. So you have to go check it out if you have not.
Oh,
I highly recommend it.
Have you watched Smiling Friends yet, Mom?
Yes.
You've watched it? Oh, my God.
What were we watching when we were at your house when I was over for Mother's Day? What show did you make me watch?
Oh, that was Amazing Digital Circus.
Okay. Smiling Friends reminded me of that.
It does kind of have that vibe.
Yes,
so.
yes, yeah.
I'm surprised you've watched Smiling Friends.
I don't know how it happened. I was watching something else, and you know how like they suggest something different for you, and it popped on. It started playing. I was just like,
that's so funny. It's my favorite show right now.
It reminds me a little bit of what was the bird and the
Robot
Jake
Chicken?
Always used to. No, Robot Chicken. No. It was like a blue
Cow
bird.
and Chicken? No,
not cat. No, that was different. There was like a blue bird, and he was always walking around. And then his other friend was always getting him in trouble for doing crazy stuff.
What are you talking? A blue?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But it was a cartoon that Jake used to watch all the time. There was like a blue bird in it, and they worked at an office.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The bluebird, and there was the Mordecai and Rigby.
That's it. Yes, it reminded me a little bit of Mordecai. Yes, it reminded me of that show, kind of. It's got that same kind of animation in that. I don't know. But yes, I've been watching Smiling Friends. I don't know how I got on it, but I was just like, whatever.
That's my obsession lately.
I was just like, what is this?
It's a weird show. It's really weird.
It is, and it's so weird. Like, you cannot... It's like a train wreck. You gotta keep watching.
You can't stop watching because you never expect what's gonna happen next.
I know. I was like, what is this?
Mr. Boss is so crazy.
Oh, yeah. They're all crazy, let's be real. But I was like, what is this, and how did I get on this show? But yeah. So I have been watching that. Yeah.
Funny. I did not expect you to actually be watching that.
Oh, yeah. Don't ask me how. Because Sam was like, what are you watching? I was like, I don't know.
Oh,
I was like, it just came on, okay? I'm not purposely watching it. It just happened to be on, and now I'm stuck on it, and I can't get it off. I think I watched like 5 episodes one day because I just was too lazy to turn the channel. Or I was crocheting, and I couldn't stop. I was counting. So it was interesting.
Yeah, you gotta keep watching it. There's an episode I think you'll really like. There's like aliens and stuff, and they get abducted by aliens.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one yet. No.
I think it's in season 2. It's like my favorite.
Oh, yeah, I'm only
the episode I show
1.
people when I'm trying to be like, it makes like pokes fun of like a lot of alien stuff. So I.
Like I say, I've only seen episode 1 or season 1, and I'm not all the way done with it yet, so I have to go hunt.
Oh yeah, you have to keep watching. It gets good. I think it's like I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious because I think it's like there's like a cornfield or something. They go hang out in a cornfield looking for UFOs. I'm like, this is relatable. Like it's us. We're all sitting in a cornfield looking for.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, is life
life
art imitating life at this point? What is going on?
I know. I thought it was funny, and like Pim's like, "Oh, you'll love it. You're gonna love it." Of course, it's Pim who's looking for aliens.
Always the happy one about everything.
He's the silly one. He's my favorite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Alan's funny too. Anyways, you should watch it. I will warn you, it's a little intense if you're listening to this. Like, it's a really crazy show. I was gonna say, it's Adult Swim show, so it's very like adult humor.
Oh yes, very. So
just like humor. As a warning, it's good, but like the first episode's a little like insane. Yeah,
the first episode, I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to continue.
I know, that's why I try to show people other episodes, because I feel like that first one's just really intense.
The first couple ones are very intense and very like, oof.
But it kind of sets the pace, and then the other ones get kind of silly.
Yeah, it gets sillier after that. So don't base it off the first two episodes.
Yeah, I would just... It'll kind of like show you kind of like what the humor is, but it's a little heavy
the first two are very heavy, but like once you get through them and you get further along, it finally peaks. It's not, it just, trust me, you just don't base it off the first two. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Anyways, we can finally talk about my subject.
Yeah, so what do you have for us today that has to do with the paranormal? So what do you got today?
We're talking about Mount Shasta.
Mount Shasta, you mean?
Shasta, yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay, it's Shasta, but yeah.
The one in California, it's like the volcano. Yes,
yeah.
There's like some crazy legends surrounding it. Like,
really?
Deep lore. Like there's everything from like Bigfoots around there, aliens. Obviously there's Native American folklore.
Oh yeah.
Of course, especially anything volcano related. You know, they love that.
Definitely.
And there's some like callbacks too from like some of our past episodes. Like I was like, he's been to this place? That's kind of weird. All right.
Huh.
So, Mount Shasta is located in Northern California. It's supposedly an active volcano. It has not erupted in a long time, though. I wouldn't even call it active, but it's semi-active.
Okay.
I think the last time they were able to date it erupting was in 1250 AD. So that's pretty... But they did radiocarbon
That's a long
dating.
time ago, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, people are still wary about it because, volcano.
Yeah.
So we have to start with the local indigenous tribes.
Okay. Yeah.
So the Kalmath people believe that Mount Shasta is inhabited by the spirit chief Skell, who descended from heaven to the mountain summit. Skell fought with the spirit of the underworld, below world, Lao, who resided at another mountain, so they would like fight or whatever. This is kind of where we get really crazy because aspects. So they actually have you ever heard of the Lemurian people, or like
the what people?
The Lemurian. So essentially, you know how like Atlantis, there's like the lost city of Atlantis. Well, there was another lost city of Lemuria, and the Lemurians
I've never heard of
were
that.
the people who lived there.
Huh.
This is all.
And what was their special? What was special about them?
Well, they were similar to like how Atlantis was, where it was like a super developed city.
Okay.
So like the two civilizations kind of were a little. They actually went to war with each other because they didn't like how Atlantis was trying to take over everything, and both of the civilizations ended up like a flood happened. The Great Flood that put Atlantis under the water. This is all alleged. This is all like legend stuff.
Right.
So the flood happened, and both the civilizations kind of fizzled out. And I think the Atlantis people went to, I can't remember the name of the city they went to, but the Lemurian people apparently created a city underneath this mountain, the Mount Shasta, which is interesting. So the legend started circulating in 1894. When Frederick Spencer Oliver published an occult book called The Dweller on Two Planets, which claimed that the survivors from Lemuria were living in a complex system of tunnels underneath the mountain. So J.C. Brown allegedly discovered this lost city underneath Mount Shasta. He was actually hired to assess the mountain for gold at the time. It's like, like gold, they would like gold things. So during this time, he discovered an underground village allegedly. This is all alleged.
Right, interesting.
Well, he found gold, mummies, and he found this lost city, and he found these beings that were 10 feet tall that were supposed to be the Lemurians.
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah, the
Let's
Lemurians are like a 10
second.
feet tall race of people.
Okay.
Or
So
like,
wait, they found gold mummies, or they found gold and mummies? Okay, I thought
you
were
know how
saying
like
they found
Atlantis
gold mummies
was like the city of gold or something? Remember what I'm talking
Yes, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
about? So like, it was kind of interesting that there was gold found here.
there also, yeah.
So,
But they are in California, and to be fair, that is where a lot of gold is.
So it makes sense why they would be trying to figure out if this area was gold ridden or not. So this guy, he finds this and he decides not to tell anyone for 30 years.
Oh, of course not. He wants to keep it all to himself.
So that's why I said this is all alleged, because there's no proof of it.
Right, yep.
So he ends up telling someone about his discovery 30 years later.
Mm-hmm.
John C. Root is like, okay, let's go and try to find this again, and we'll take a whole team with us to document it. And so they got like 80 researchers on board, and they were going to go back to explore this place and try and find it again. And the day that they're about to like go out on this little expedition, the guy's gone without a trace. No one can ever find him again.
Wait, which guy? The guy that told him about what was
the
what
guy
he had
who
found?
had the claims
really?
of the.
Oh,
so he just went missing.
Interesting.
So we don't know, like, it's a little superstitious.
And they never found his body or anything? Nothing of him at all? Wow. Weird.
I mean, we don't know if he just went missing because he was lying or whatnot. Or
he went and stole all the money and didn't want them to take it.
Yeah, like, there could be anything.
Treasure. Right.
But it's kind of interesting that this guy has these claims, and then there was that whole book about the whole... the city or whatever. There's actually apparently been sightings where people will see these Lemurians. Allegedly, they're still alive.
And you said they're 10 feet tall.
Some of them, like, I think they go from 7 to 10 feet. They're very tall, though. Like, some of them
like
are
the
10.
giants that people talk about.
Yeah, they're like giant
too?
people.
Okay. You know I'm talking about the giant. Like, you've heard stories about the giants, right?
Which is interesting. It's in California, because I think there's some other cities, or like in that area, kind of, that had the claims of like the giant people.
Yep.
So that happens, and then so that was like the main kind of lore and some of the more research. So according to Guy Ballard, while hiking on Mount Shasta, he encountered a man who introduced himself as the Count of Saint Germain.
Wait a minute.
That's
yes, I remember that story.
Remember?
Yes.
I thought that was crazy. He's apparently been here.
Yeah, like a vampire. Whatever.
And he ends up starting a whole religious movement because he went and visited this.
Like, that is insane. Stop it.
That's why I was like, this place is crazy. When I started reading about it more, I'm like, the Count of Saint Germain's been here?
Yeah, really.
I was like, oh, that piqued my interest.
Yeah.
And there's like so many like religious groups that will all like come out here. Like, they all, like, there's, like, a Buddhist temple set up at the bottom of this mountain.
Really?
It's very, like, a lot of people go there for spiritual reasons. And they actually, a lot of people believe that the Shasta spring water holds magical power. So people will, like, go out and make trips just to drink the water because they think it'll, like, cure them and stuff.
Wait a minute. There's spring water there, too? Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Who knew?
I mean, it's a mountain. There's probably stuff going on.
Wait a minute. That's not the mountain from Close Encounters of the Third Kind? That very old movie where, you know, aliens are up in the mountains or whatever, and they see them coming and going out of there.
Let me look it up.
I feel like Mount Shasta might have been in that also, but I could be wrong. But I swear I thought it was Mount Shasta.
That's funny. They're playing that movie on Saturday, August 24th around here. It's an old ass movie.
Oh,
well,
really?
there's like a theater near us that plays like a lot of the old stuff, which is kind of cool because you can see it.
Oh my god, did you see they're re-releasing Coraline?
Wait. Oh, really? That's crazy.
Yeah, and I think they're doing it in 3D for its, I guess it was the 30th year,
okay,
25th
the place
year?
You're talking about is in Wyoming.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Mount Shasta.
But I mean, it is still, there's not like any other mountains around it, so it's very imposing, kind of like that thing you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of UFO activity. Like, people will go up there just to go looking for UFOs, or like there was a recent sighting, I think in 2020 recently. I mean, anyone could see it, but like a reported sighting. So we got the Count of Saint Germain up here. Also, apparently there's stories of lizard people too. So
no, well, that I
there's
figured
always
we were going there eventually
people.
because you talked about because you were talking about the underground.
Yes,
you know,
they might have
here
taken
comes the
over
lizard
the
people.
underground city.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably
right.
how.
And wait, let me guess. They've dug in a tunnel to Denver
Oh
so
my
they can
God.
meet up with their
No,
friends
but
in the
that'd be
Denver,
funny.
Colorado airport.
Oh, so this is one of the weirder stories about this place. So a hiker in 1962 claimed that he saw a Bigfoot give birth.
What?
That's what
Oh
I
my,
said.
what?
I was like, what?
Oh, that is bizarre. What?
I've never heard of someone seeing that.
That is, yeah, I've heard of Bigfoot sightings, but not one of them giving birth.
I told you, this place is crazy.
That is insane.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
That's off the chart.
I really
want
to go visit this
place.
Like,
yeah, really. That's up there with like cocaine rat. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of insane.
Bigfoot giving birth.
Bigfoot was
lady
giving birth.
Bigfoot,
yeah,
obviously.
Oh, well, yeah. I would hope so.
Like,
otherwise, that's a whole new thing. Yeah, we're in a whole new territory if it's a guy Bigfoot giving birth.
Yeah, that was the main stuff I had about it, though, or like what I was able to find.
Interesting.
But a lot going on.
So
that's crazy about the Lemuria people.
The Lemurians, yeah.
I didn't know that there was another civilization like Atlantis.
I did not.
So I thought that was really interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Huh.
We should. That'd be a good podcast.
We need to do the lost city of Atlantis. We haven't done that yet. We should do that. Speaking of that.
Well, that was a good lead-in for next time.
Really.
About
next
their
week
enemies.
Yeah, we'll do Atlantis. Yeah, their enemy.
Apparently they had nuclear bombs. So that got a little goofy when I was reading that. I'm like, what? Atlantis was trying to nuclear bomb people? Some of it gets a little silly.
Yeah, I think some people just like
I'm like, I don't know
make
about
these
that.
Stories very...
But I mean, how are we supposed to know? It's so long ago. Like, that was like ancient. I was probably like, what?
Right.
Before Christ times? It had to
Atlantis?
be BC?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it would have been... Yeah, BC would be before Christ.
Yeah, well, obviously.
I don't know. Crazy. Oh my gosh, so have you heard all the rumors about the opening of the Olympics?
It's not even... It's supposed to be about the Dionysus thing.
The Dionysus, yeah, I know, but people lost their minds. You know what, though? But to some people, I just think it's crazy. People just can't take anything for what it is anymore, I guess.
Like, who cares? It's in Paris. It's also Paris. Like, Paris is unhinged.
Paris is weird. Yeah, they're kind of
the whole
strange.
Opening ceremony was wild. So I'm like, why are we?
It was. Did you see
part?
people dangling? Right? Did you see the people
Did you see Lady
dangling
Gaga?
off the Notre Dame? Yeah, I was like, what?
And Taylor Swift performed.
It was crazy.
It was insane.
It was kind of crazy. Yeah, the amount of weirdness going on there was definitely over the top.
I liked it.
Well, we didn't get to see it because we had been out on the lake all day, and we didn't get back from the lake till like 7, and then we went to go eat dinner, and it was on the TV there, but it was like the beginning of it, so we missed all the controversies. So I haven't even gotten to see it yet. I'll have to get something. I have to go look at it to see what everybody's carrying on about.
All right. Well, you got anything else for us today?
No, not really. I think we're just going to leave it at that with the whole, cocaine rat and the
Bigfoot giving birth.
Lizard people and the Bigfoot giving birth. We're just going to leave it right there with all that craziness.
I guess no one's ever seen that before. That's the first.
Dude, yeah. Nope. I think that's pretty
I'm sure if I saw
I've
that,
never
I'd
even
be
heard
so
that
shocked.
before. Right? I never even heard of that before. But hey, I mean, I guess they have to at some point, but still strange.
How else do you think they come out?
I mean, how do you get big feet? Yeah, I mean, how do you get big feet? Or, somebody somewhere has to be doing something to reproduce the big feet. I don't know.
I guess so.
I don't know. Strange times, my friends.
Well,
Strange times.
Didn't you talk about that story of the people who saw that whole family of Bigfoot?
Yes. Oh, that's right. We did talk about
a whole
that.
family. So clearly, mom has to get pregnant to have baby Bigfoot.
Right.
So.
I mean, yeah. Apparently, it must be out there. Somebody got, there must be a grain of truth if we've got 2 stories now about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
There's been female Bigfoot sightings before.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, so who knows? I guess it could happen. Who knows? Maybe the big feet are the luminaries, Kara. Maybe we didn't. Maybe that
was actually some of the speculation. They're like,
seriously. Maybe they've been around forever, and we're just now starting to discover them, and they are the luminaries. Who knows?
Well, they apparently wear white robes, and you'll see them out on the the top of the mountains,
Really?
just wearing like these long, flowy white robes.
Oh my gosh, I've seen photos of that before, or videos of that out on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, where people have video footage of these people wearing white robes up on the top of the mountain ridge or whatever.
Might be related.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Who knew?
I learned a lot
Huh.
that I didn't know about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I know.
All right.
So you heard it here first,
Yeah.
guys. I think Cocaine Rat is
Cocaine
going to be
Rat.
the next movie. Yep, I'm telling you.
Cocaine Rat.
My money's on that one.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed our podcast today, follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Two Scaredy Cats Podcast. And please be sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It really helps the show get discovered. And tune in 2 weeks for a new episode. And to all our scaredy cats and kittens out there, remember, curiosity didn't kill these two scaredy cats.